And welcome back to the nightmare realm of Max Payne, where nothing is quite what it seems, and levels go on for a little while. They stretch on. You gotta walk a very, very narrow tightrope to make it to the end. I remember these stages back in the day, and I believe their impact was stronger back when they were new. But, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not... like, I just see the mechanics of these levels. Like, I see the maze. I see the platforming section. And they don't quite fit... Oh, wait. I might actually have to... So, you're supposed to navigate these halls by paying attention to what direction your wife's cries are coming from. Which whenever I play games in the PC, I usually have only one of the earpieces in, because my voice just sounds odd when I have both in.
Should have known it when we found you snoring next to Lupino's corpse. A comedian, huh?
Oh, and by the way, in real life, Max Payne is being tortured. We'll find out who later.
The pictures were filled with good old times.
Oh, yeah.
Alex and I had a few moments of glory between us. Crime-fighting comrades, the best in NYPD DEA collaborative team. Good-hearted.
I like how they're just, it's just a...
I would have given anything to have him here as my backup. No such luck. No luck at all.
I like how it's just a portrait of them just happily waving around their guns.
Michelle looked at me from the photo. The Payne family. Happiness captured in a Polaroid moment. I had thought it would last forever. Till death do us part. I didn't want to think about it. As long as I didn't, it could never happen. But I had broken my own rule. The thought had already slipped in. Fear was rusty needles poking at my brain. Cold and scaly, it slithered down my chest.
Any other standout evidence that I... Sometimes I always forget, because you're supposed to search this room one thing at a time. Nope, that just takes me right back to the maze. And because this is a nightmare, I once again cannot go through this door. But for more dramatic reasons.
I really love to watch cartoons. Captain Baseball Bat Boy's my favorite.
Then there's the voice of the torture, but this puzzle, this is one of my, you get this like weird floaty jump. You got dead ends to navigate. And I believe it's the same... Ah, damn. It's the same business as the hallway, except... you're on this narrow path. Max Payne has to walk the straight and narrow if he expects to find his child. God. See, I'm rushing, so Alright. Okay, so that's a dead end. Oh. Also, no bullet time in these sequences. Ah. Just walking forward and jumping. There's no guns. There's no enemies. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Oh. You see that? That's where I need to be. And I believe that actually takes care of all of the level.
No. No, no, please, God, no.
Also, I think for a second there, the dead baby was moving in the crib. Like I've probably been saying on repeat this entire playthrough, Max Payne 2's nightmares are way cooler. And more interesting in their stylization.
Blow them to bits, vaporize them, disintegrate them. No matter what you do, they'll still be back good as new.
Although
Michelle's diary lay on the table.
Although the thug's speech in the background, that's pretty cool.
Michelle was working part-time in the district attorney's office. Her diary was open on today's entry. Her handwriting all pretty curves.
An army dossier found its way to my desk yesterday. Valhalla? Isn't that a Norse myth? Something about Vikings? I tried to tell Max about it, but he was busy, that cute frown on his brow. Guess it's nothing, just a mix-up at the courier service.
From now on, I would always find time for her. It was a hollow promise. Too little, too late.
Max, no, please, Max! Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
It's kind of odd that she says all those, like... Like he remembers her last words.
You killed her! Nothing like that ever happens in the real world.
As a way to blame himself for her death.
I woke up in a bad dream. My head felt 2 sizes too small for my brain.
Max Payne. I envy your name.
And the killer was smiling.
He looks like one of Joker's goons in that left panel.
Niagara, as in you cry a lot. He had a baseball bat and I was tied to a chair. Pissing him off was the smart thing to do.
Nothing wrong with a little laugh now and then. Take me, for example. I love to watch cartoons. Cartoon violence is a fascinating thing. Let's take a break. I need to take a leak and maybe grab a cold one at the bar. Don't worry. I'll be back to finish this off. And then, it's checkout time.
You play, you pay, you bastard. He swaggered out, and the door clanged shut behind him, locks clicking into place.
That's one of like the rare scenes in
Everyone
which
makes mistakes.
Max has a
Mine hadn't been to crack jokes about
different
the girl with the bat.
inflection
He would crack my skull regardless.
in his speech.
It hadn't even been to trust a girl with a gun. I had blindly gone after the first bad guy on my hit list when I should have been aiming further up the ladder, at the head of the Punchinello family. I couldn't bring myself to be pissed at Mona. Guess I had a soft spot for her pretty face. But when somebody decides to play baseball with your head, you tend to get sore. They had dragged me back to the basement of Lupino's hotel. I was beaten, bruised, and blue. I felt like the chair I had broken to get free.
See, whenever I feel like the chair that Max broke to get free, I always think of
All
the
I
movie
had was
Death
Niagara's
Becomes
back,
Her.
sticky with my own blood.
where the characters just kind of fall down the stairs and then explode into a million pieces.
Without a gun, I'd be no match for Frankie's men. I'd have to play hide and seek with them.
Oh yeah, this sequence. But I can, like, smack him around a couple times. I mean, I have no health and probably get killed in a single shot, but hey, you make do with what you got.
Hold it.
There we go. Oh. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's try that again.
What the? There he is. Hold it.
Ah, that was working so well. Truly, the best strategy is the dumbest strategy. Oh, they're literally killing each other trying to kill me. Also, I have no painkillers anymore. I might as well use my guns. Anybody else? Want to join the party? Nah. Ah! More evidence that I really should be using the sawed-off more often. Ah, no. It reloads great when you're doing the shoot dodge, and being able to double tap people with shotgun shells. It gets the job done. But okay, so what Max was saying earlier, though, in regards to not aiming high enough up the ladder, that is my main complaint with this game's storyline. Because the entire game kind of focuses on that structure. You play through Act 1, in which Max aims for Jack Lupino. And he's like, Jack Lupino, he's the guy I need to get. And he goes off, and he kills Jack Lupino, and then he gets drugged and captured. Then he's like, no, I'm not aiming high enough up the ladder. I need to go for the mob boss. And he goes for the mob boss, and the mob boss dies. And he gets drugged.
Another newspaper
and nearly killed.
Scene.
And then he's like, I'm not looking high enough up the ladder. I need to look even higher than the mob boss. So then he goes after the inner circle person that's trying to kill him. The real cause of it. And then he goes and he kills that person. And they're dead. The end. It's a very simple story. I mean, like, it works as an action game, but...
strip next to a sewer passage filled with bodies.
You'd better not mess with Captain Baseball Bat Boy. Even my archenemy, Bicycle Helmet Girl, swoons at the sight of me. Aha!
There were enough corpses to put a mass murderer to shame.
Oh yeah, there's 1, 2, 3. They're really piling up the bodies. So that's the gist of why, like, I don't really consider Max Payne 1 to be my favorite of the Max Payne series, even against Max Payne 3. Because the story really is very basic. I mean, for its time, considering considering what it accomplished and when it accomplished it, that's something different. Like, over the years, they've gotten bigger budgets. They've gotten better at developing games. Ah. So I need to... No. I need to jump that way. It takes so long to get back up. And I have no painkillers, so that kind of limits my options. And you can't cancel it while you're in the air, which gets a little annoying. When everybody has the accuracy of a Far Cry sniper. Sheesh. Okay. I'll just cut to whenever this actually turns out to be successful. Alright. That's one. Oh! I moved positions. Ah, damn it. I moved positions, so now they're moving positions. But I'm using the wrong gun. Like I said before, like, the damage scaling for getting shot is really harsh in this game. And I completely forgot about that. And this is just on the basic difficulty. Let's see, that guy's on the other side, so I'll go around this way. I'd like to do that without you losing so much health. Apparently 2 sawed-offs, shotgun did not work, but this time one. Maybe that was a more accurate shot this time. But yeah, now that I'm going after the mob... God damn it. I keep accidentally hitting the right mouse button. I will end up making allies with the Russian.
Things were fast going from bad to worse.
Oh yeah, I have to break back into the hotel.
The men in blue had come and gone. They had decorated the place with chalk outlines and tied it together with yellow tape.
Which is, I guess you don't really know how long
stayed
Max
behind
was
were dead.
unconscious.
Frankie, his boys, and I had the place all for ourselves.
But that sounds like they were able to collect all those bodies pretty quick-like. Alright, somebody's either watching television or listening to the radio.
Just forget about it.
Just forget about it.
Hey, just forget about it. That crazy witch, you should have heard her. She was a real scream when the boys caught her trying to cap the Don. Oh, that's friggin' bad. To the trio? That's even worse than what Frankie's doing to that poor bastard downstairs. She's gonna take a long time to die.
The mobster muscle on the phone was talking about Mona. Punchinello's trio were nothing but bad news.
But
There he is.
we already know that Mona has a twin sister. Conveniently named Lisa, because that's how naming conventions work in this game. Still, I suppose a better choice than, say, the Punchinello, or the Finito brothers, yeah. Damn it. Also, do not cross this tape. This tape will get vengeance on you if you cross it. There we go.
More evidence that Punchinello didn't like me much.
The fact remains that all the victims so far identified in the Ragnarok shooting have been known criminals, many of whom had large doses of V in their blood. Reliable sources say that Max Payne was also among those killed, although no body has been recovered at this time.
Reliable sources. That meant somebody thought the Mafia had me, didn't want the cops snooping around anymore. The body would be delivered to them barely recognizable. Case closed. Don Punchinello had the power to be that reliable source, which was no news. But his news was old news. Framing me hadn't been enough. Don Punchinello had put a hit on me. He wanted me dead, and it had been important enough for him to give written instructions to Frankie about it.
Max Payne should die like a dog for the trouble he's caused. Frankie, I know I can trust you to give this matter the dedication it needs.
Oh yeah, he definitely gave it the dedication it needed. He decided to take a break and go have himself a beer in the exact same spot where Payne killed another would-be assassin. Just a single act to go in the first act. So, the Rico Muerte. Now, I believe somebody's using the bathroom. I will have to kill him. Stars and stripes. Also, I believe this game actually remembers how many painkillers you picked up from a location, which is why it is empty. I think. I could be horribly wrong.
The hotel bar was fast developing quite a history. True to his words, Frankie was there, having a beer.
At least he's an honest criminal.
How the hell did you get loose?
Got bored waiting. Thought, what the hell, we could just as well finish this here.
Fine by me. This works out just as well.
Ah. I'm gonna have to go to this cinema again. Yes, I will. But you can't skip the in-game cinemas. Ah. Damn it. I'll just cut to where I'm safe. Oh, so he saved his fellow bad guy by using himself as a human shield. Alright, what do I want to do? Okay. I will slow down time. That takes care of that guy, and then... There's no strategy like no strategy.
Thank you. You've been a lovely audience. Had enough? I don't play with girls anyway. Unfair!
Because the power of Baseball Bat Girl's arch nemesis, Bicycle Helmet Girl. Sorry, Baseball Bat Boy's nemesis, Bicycle Helmet Girl. She has a bicycle helmet, which protects her from his baseball bat.
Max Payne.
I might have laughed if I remembered how.
I believe those are the first words you hear from
What's it
Vlad in
supposed to be?
the second
Cops
game
and
as
robbers?
well.
Look, you want something with me? Get in line.
Peace, man. Relax. You know you are a real news item.
Relax,
Armed and dangerous.
Max Payne. I am clearly very Russian.
I've always wanted to say that.
It's a bum rap. I've been framed.
Well, that's a moot point. Whatever you did or did not do, I'm sure you had good reason for doing it. Want to hear me out?
I'm listening.
Punchinello messing with V is bad for business all around. But that's not all. There is this guy, Boris Time, used to pull jobs for me. He's the captain of the cargo ship Charon. Now the bastard turncoat has gone over to the other side, Punchinello's.
The ship's loaded with high-res hardware, guns, my business. If Punchinello
High-res
doesn't have that
hardware?
cargo, he's won and I have
What
lost.
exactly is
And you
high-res
have your work
hardware?
cut out for you. If you want to get to Punchinello, you need heavy-duty persuaders. I am just the man to get them for you. Change the ship back under my flag, maybe pop 2 in the traitor Dime's head while you're at it. You'll get enough guns to start the apocalypse. You in or out?
Let's get this show on the road. Vladimir was one of those old-time bad guys with honor and morals, which made him almost one of the good guys. None of us was a saint. The Brooklyn riverfront was a maze of rusty containers, sharp-boned cranes looming up from the snowstorm. On a night like this, you couldn't help but think of the dark army of dead men sleeping with the fishes, cement shoes in line. No Minotaur lurked in this labyrinth, but somewhere out there, on the clanking deck of his cargo freighter, the skipper of the Cheiron was waiting, like the ferryman of the river Styx.
And now the excitement that comes along with exploring shipping containers, warehouses, and moving shipping containers throughout warehouses. Considering my track record, that went pretty well. Oh, yeah. See, the regular shot, the pump action shotgun, it has more bullets. But, damn it. There we go. Luckily that grenade was just out of range, cause the range on these weapons sometimes feels like it's all over the place. You go up close with a shotgun, it doesn't kill. You go long range with a shotgun, it does. What's in here? Anything in here? Oh my... Okay. I was definitely able to know that guy was going to be there using my psychic powers. There we go. How nice of you to die! Oh, I should have just shot that. That would have been way more entertaining. That one goes nowhere but Warehouse 5. I should remember to shoot explosive containers when I can. Alright, that's a decent enough trade. I could do worse. I have done worse. Now, both with Max Payne 1 and with Max Payne 2, the plot kind of stalls towards the center. Like, with Max Payne 1, as the story progresses, you eventually get to the point where... Nope. Where the Valkyr becomes an issue, and you start to discover the things with the inner circle. With Max Payne 2, you get towards the end game, where like the mob is fighting amongst themselves, where you have Vlad's Trojan horse, and everything kind of builds up to that finale. But with like the second Max Payne game, a large amount of it is spent just going through this construction site. Not necessarily more or less exciting than this warehouse. You go through... You spend a good, like... chunk... Like, pretty much most... of the second act is just exploring the construction site. Whereas the first act had multiple locations. The second... Oh, no. Yeah. And one more? Nope, one more. Sometimes these guys are crack shots. Sometimes these guys are on crack. You never know what you're gonna get with these bad guys. Alright, I believe I have some more vehicles to move around in this section. And then there's going to be the next section up, which I believe involves moving around on, like, upper level platforms using a sniper rifle to defend. Like, at the very least, this game does try to do its best in keeping things varied. Nope. I tried shooting him in the face. Was not the appropriate strategy. His face, as it turns out, was not his weak spot.
What the hell?
See how much health that knocked off? That practically took off like 80% of Payne's health in a single blow.
Yo!
It's like I feel like I'm almost playing this game on what a modern game would call hard mode. Not quite Nintendo hard, because hey, I can quick save like at every 2 seconds. Although on that note, I believe this is a trap, by the way. So this guy's gonna like drive over, and if I'm over there, I will die, no matter what I do. But I have survived the trap. So yeah, it's not the classic Nintendo hard, but it's definitely classic shooter hard. Where did you throw that? It feels like the guys who throw grenades, they don't throw grenades spontaneously. Like they have pre-chosen destinations. For where they're supposed to... There we go. Ah! So yeah, it feels like they have like pre-chosen destination. Ah, he did like a action dodge. Oh, pfft. I think we both just shot his buddy there. That's something I completely forgot. The idea that enemies just accidentally shoot each other. And that's something you very rarely see. Raise the bridge! Alas. A single raised bridge is not going to stop me. Oh. I completely forgot. I believe this guy's,
I doubted the letter was a receipt.
This random guy just left his, sniper rifle.
Rico Muerte had come to town to do more than just sort out family troubles. Exhibits number 1, 2, and 3. A briefcase of money, a sniper rifle, and an envelope with one word neatly printed on a folded piece of expensive paper.
Mayor.
It didn't sound like a mafia contract at all. It was too cold and too to the point.
Also, notice the different voice used to, read that, the word aloud. Which, like, there's already previous examples of when Max reads a letter, it's in the voice of that character. But in this case, we're doing it in a voice of a character we haven't met yet. Which is a pretty interesting, take on that. And you don't really see it that often, because you usually don't spend too much time in many games these days building up towards a mystery enemy. And that's the thing with Max Payne, is since you spend so much time chasing Lupino, and then so much time chasing the mob bosses. Okay. Hold up, I need to figure out where I'm supposed to go, actually. Oh yeah, you need to use wheel blocks when parking in this area, because you might slide downhill. Hello, sir. Would you like a shotgun blast to the face? I can provide it, free of charge. Oh no. Somehow he missed every single shot. But then again, he's using like these double Uzis like way over there. Not a very good plan. Oh. And pop. And there we go. Now, I definitely, I don't remember if there's a game mode where you have to get through here without saves, but I definitely would not succeed at that. Or at the very least, I would have to spend way more time. And actually get good at the game. And that would be crazy talk. But I believe, if memory serves me correctly, this is the end of this level, yep. And the beginning of the end of this section. I think this... I forget how many sections the warehouse is divided in. Whether it's just the... Oh, alright. Hello. Yep. So, one spray of bullets is enough to kill me. Alright, but that's something we'll take on next time. For now, so long. Thank you for watching. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of those links a try? Got some questions or comments, you can comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. In the meantime, so long, folks.